Walking meditation can actually be a very good complementation for your treatment of depression, for example. And before I continue with this video, I just want to acknowledge the viewer that I got the inspiration for this video from. So thanks a lot, and I hope you subscribe and keep subscribing, keep watching and hitting that like button. But yeah, as I was saying, for me, walking has been, the time I try to generate new ideas. For example, when I, want to start a new project or I want to learn something new. Before I do that, perhaps I would take a walk and, just let the mind flow. We all know this, right? We all know that walking is when you come up with this creative flow in your mind. We know that Steve Jobs used to take a lot of walks actually, and so do many entrepreneurs. And how do we implement this in our life? Well, first of all, when you walk outside, try to not have your earphones in. Do not try to judge the moment or try to think too much. There's a saying that you cannot think of not thinking. And that's true. You cannot think of a pink elephant right now. And of course you are thinking of a pink elephant, even though I told you explicitly not to think of a pink elephant. But still you are here now thinking of this pink elephant. And I explicitly told you not to, you see? So how can we utilize our walks? Well, I suggest that you do some type of breathing exercise. I actually did this after I hit the gym, I'm a little bit sweaty right now. And so after every gym session, I actually walk home. And sometimes, I have my earphones in, perhaps listen to a podcast or an interview or something, or music, whatever. But for this one, I was like, no, I'm gonna take my earphones out and just be in this moment. Just be with nature around me. Well, to the extent that I could be around nature. Of course, I live in the inner city or close to the inner city. So there isn't so much to speak about nature, but there's some trees and, well, you could appreciate the cars going around you and the people around you. So I try to do some Wim Hof breathing to get my mind. And the Wim Hof breathing is fast paced, in and out, in and out, in and out. And then you take a deep breath out, and then you hold it, release. I'm gonna make a video about Wim Hof breathing, and I'm gonna have a link to a guided meditation by the man who created the Wim Hof breathing, Wim Hof. So check that out, how to do that properly. And I will also suggest that you download the app. I'm not affiliated with this at all, as find the Wim Hof breathing a fantastic tool, a fantastic complementation to your life. And so I use that as much as I can, especially during my walks. And so I did this Wim Hof breathing, and I realized that, like that, my mind became still. Of course, afterwards, all these thoughts, right? I just let them come into my mind. All these thoughts about, what should I do in my life, finances, what should this video be about? I just let it flow. Because if you're constantly distracted, if you're constantly on your phone, listen to music, you're not letting your mind flow. And I have been listening to a lot of podcasts this past 2-3 weeks, a lot. Trying to get some insights into how I'm going to manage certain aspects of my life. So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and a lot of interviews and, self-improvement videos. And I realized that when you suppress your mind to such an extent that finally, when you get rid of all this distraction, it's like explosion. It's like your mind is exploding. And I felt this explosion in some sense. I felt how all the suppression of my own thoughts during these past weeks, it all came out. And all of a sudden, all these ideas came to my mind. Ideas to new videos I should make, ideas to new business ventures I should go to, or perhaps I should get an education, whatever, I'm not gonna get too deep into the kind of ideas that I got, more of the fact that I got so many ideas. And in some ways, suppressing them, can that lead to more creativity? No, I don't think so. The more you are with yourself, the more ideas you actually create. And because, many people nowadays are so distracted that when they finally get a moment by themselves, they start to have these self-doubting thoughts. That's what came into my mind, self-doubt about how should I manage this and that, how should I handle that. All these came to my mind. And then, instead of dwelling, I said to myself, okay, not explicitly said, but thought, I'm just gonna focus on my breath. And that's what I did. And I think that's the key to utilize walking meditation properly. It's not just to walk, because you're not being with yourself, with being your mind. You have the cars around you, the woman, man walking past by you, the road, the cyclist, the trees, some dog running around, some kids screaming. You have all these things around you. So I would suggest that not using this time to, reflect, more of a time to be, so to speak. Be with your own mind and be with the environment. Reflection is good. You should utilize that as often as you can. But I would suggest that when you're gonna do some reflections, for instance, you have a notebook, or perhaps you sit down in a calm environment and meditate. That's proper reflection. Well, of course, you can reflect when you're walking. That's good. I'm not suggesting that it's bad. Of course not. But if your aim is to do some form of meditation when you're walking, then you need to focus on the breath and focus on being in the moment, watching the people around you, seeing the cars passing by, just observing, right? Try to look around yourself, try to listen to whatever. If it's word, try to not understand the word, try to just listen. Because, for example, when you're perhaps listening to a conversation in a foreign language, you're not understanding what they're saying, but you're still listening to them. Like the wind blowing, you're not understanding the wind, you're listening to the wind, you're being with the wind. So use the walking time, use the time of walking to be, breathe, focus on the breath. That's what I would suggest you do. If you want to utilize walking meditation efficiently, breathe a lot, focus on the breath, focus on everything around you, because the thoughts will come in and you'll get distracted. Speaking from experience, we're all humans, but get back to the breath, get back to the breath, get back to observation, get back to looking around, seeing what's out there. So to kind of wrap this one up, walking meditation is very useful if you do not have a lot of time on your hand. If you're stressed, or perhaps you have a busy life. We all know why you got a busy life, because you're putting too much responsibility, unnecessary responsibilities upon yourself. But I'm not going to be a judge here. I'm not going to criticize. You've chosen that as your lifestyle, and I totally respect that, because you have your reasons. We all have. But we do not have a reason for not being present in the moment and being. There's no reason for not being present in the moment. You can still be busy, that's fine, but you can still be present. There's no excuse. Yes, yeah, I don't have time for mindfulness. Well, are you breathing? Yeah. Are you existing? Yeah. Do you need to eat food? Yeah. Do you need to drink water? Yeah. And then you have time for mindfulness. It's just as important as eating, drinking, not in my opinion, but in the mental health. We need to approach mental health as we will approach eating food. I know I'm in a bit of a tangent here, but hear me out. You walk. You need to walk. Sometimes you walk. You have your reasons for walking. Perhaps you're commuting to work. Or, I don't know, you need to buy groceries, right? Groceries, right? You need to walk. Oh, well, you're taking the car, but sometimes you need to walk, right? Of course. So use this time then to breathe. Every time you walk, focus on the breath. That's the easiest part. Do not make this hard. Do not, oh well, I need to sit down and 45 minutes of meditation, because that's what also one of the comment that was the inspiration for this video was the fact that many of us feel that we do not have time for meditation and proper mindfulness. So walking and meditating can be then a good starting point for many of us. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna wrap this one up. I said it 2 times now, but yeah. Finally end it on this point. When you walk, breathe. Focus on the breath. When you walk, number 2, focus on the breath and focus on your environment. That's it. Well, I hope you liked this video. Smash the like button if you liked it. Smash the dislike button if you disliked it. Subscribe or not, it's up to you. Hit the bell notification if you actually want to see more content. I'm putting out 1 video per day now. So yeah, have a nice day.